So you want to reach out to a new prospect. You reach out once, you don't hear back. What do? Yeah, you persist. You remind them that, yeah, I'm waiting for an answer. But how do you go about doing that? How many days does it take? How many emails do you send, or how many times do you call? That's what we want to talk about today. It's called a cadence. A cadence is basically a game plan for you, beginning from day one, where you make your first contact with your prospect, until the very last day, where you hope to get an answer by sending them an breakup email or a breakup message. I'll get into all that in a bit, but let's first deep dive into what a cadence is and how you can set it up and what are the best practices in doing so. Stick around to learn more. As I said, the main purpose of a sales cadence is to get a reply. When you want to first make contact with someone, when you want to give them the message that you wanted them to receive, as soon as you hear back, your sales cadence ends. But then, how long should it be? There are a lot of things that could impact the length of your reach out. The cadence could be anything between 5 days to even 30, 60 days. That depends on your industry. For instance, if you're working in a construction industry where your prospect might spend most of their time outside in the field doing their thing in the construction zones, etc., you don't necessarily expect them to get back to you in 5 days. So you probably need to have longer cadences. Whereas in IT or other fields where you expect your prospect to be sitting behind their desks most of the time, it might be a shorter cadence, like 5 to 10 days, 12 days maximum. You have to see what works best for your own industry. Another important thing regarding the time is the timing itself. What time of the day are you going to try to reach out to your prospect? Are you going to reach out to them early in the morning? Are they like a CEO, executive type of guy who mostly checks their email in the morning, and you expect to be in those few messages that they just want to open and close in the morning before they start their routine? Or are they like, as I said, those field guys where they go out all day and on their way back they just have the time to quickly skim through some emails and want to read yours or receive a call from you at that time? Sales cadence is not something that is written in stone. You have to see what works best for your product, for your industry, and most importantly, for your prospects. Each person might have their individual routine, so you're just gonna have to figure out what are your persona's preferences. More on personas in a later post, by the way. Another important thing about this reach out, aside from length and timing of the day or month or holidays, whatever, is making it multi-channel. Don't reach out only by calling them. Don't reach out only by emailing them. Don't reach out only by sending them a message on LinkedIn. You gotta improve your chances of being heard. You gotta let that person know that you really want to talk to them. You have something important to tell them. Reach out to them by calling them. Leave voice messages. Interact with their posts. View their pages even. Send them an email. Send them a message. A text message maybe even at times. So there are various things that you can use in your sales cadence, but there is a time and place for everything. Again, based on what works. If you're in a cold calling business, so your reach out would be a call. You can say on my day one, I would call them. If they didn't respond to me, I would send them an email saying that, hey Pat, I called you earlier today. Just wanted to let you know this is what we do, etc., etc. So you get the idea, right? The next day, if you didn't hear back, and by next day, I don't necessarily mean the day after day one. It could be day 3. You can go to their LinkedIn page, send a connection request, telling them, hey, I sent you an email earlier, thought this is a better place to connect, so here I am. And then continue that trend. As I said, you can call them on day 1, send a LinkedIn connection request on day 2, and then interact with their LinkedIn post, make another call, send another email, make it multi-channel so that you increase your chances of being heard. The worst comes to where the guy would respond to you by saying, hey, you're sending me too many messages. I don't have time for this. And that's the time to hold your hands up meekly and say, sorry about that, just wanted to reach out to you. When would be a better time to reach out? And you start a conversation. You got to what you wanted. You got a reply. Although not all replies are as polite as I just said, but this is it. You gotta go multi-channel. That's the end of the line. Another important thing you should note is you shouldn't only go multi-channel, you should go multi-thread. By that, I mean, all right, you want to target an account. By account, I mean a company. And within that company, you have a series of people that match your persona. Like you got your vice president, you have your manager, you have your senior executive, something that matches your persona. Don't select only one of them. Don't reach out only to one of them on each account. Reach out to as many of them as possible. Research them, see what they're interested in, try to personalize your message and reach out to each and every one of them. What's the benefit, you ask? If one of them ignores you, if one of them turns you down, you still have the third guy who would accept you. What if all three accept me? That's a great problem to have. You could tell them you had the chance to connect with another one of their colleagues earlier and you're setting up a meeting. Would you like to combine the two meetings? The more the merrier. You hear more perspectives. You're getting a lot more information about the company that's going to help you close the deal. So this is a perfect problem to have. Always go multi-threading. Bonus tip here, don't send like more than 3 or 4 email messages a day to a single company. They're going to spam block you. You're going to end up in spam messages. So keep that in mind. My last point about sales cadences, at least in this video, is that your sales cadence should serve a purpose. Yeah. The purpose is getting a reply, but what kind of a reply? When you send them a message for the first time, you hear back, they either say we're interested, we're not interested, etc. Based on their response, you want to set up another cadence that, all right, if they are interested, you want to set them up with a cadence that the purpose is to get a time and a date where you can meet with them, book a demo session, etc. If they say they don't have the time right now, you want to put them in a cadence that helps you with the follow-up activities on, all right, when's the better time to connect? Maybe book a time with them, or maybe reach back out at the time that they said, in a couple weeks, in a couple months, a year. No, that's not going to work. So you see what I mean? Each cadence has its own purpose. So you got to be smart about this. You have your first outreach cadence, you have your booking meetings cadence, you have your objection handling cadences, or you have your follow-up cadences. Maybe you had your first session of demo and now you want to see what they think about. The way you reach out to them, the way you ask for their response should be very smart. Don't bother them, don't bombard them with messages. All I'm saying here is to increase your chances of being heard, not to annoy them. So read the room, listen to their tone. I'm going to get into more detail about the tone, about bothering them, about the things of that nature in a subsequent video. Stay tuned to the channel and I'll shoot you that video in no time. Thank you very much again for sticking till the end of the video. I hope you found benefit in it. My name is Sohail. There's plenty more where this came from. Hope to see you in the next video as well.